Thank you, Cisco. Thank you, Councilor Bruno. There's a couple other great people here that I want to make sure I acknowledge. Representative Mimi Stewart is here. Thank you for being here. She's a fighter in the truest sense. In fact, we've had a couple of fights, but we're over it. Yeah, we're working. Do we have any other? I know that Karen Montoya Denny Hernandez is here from the Flood Authority. Thank you, Danny, for being here. We pass each other on our bicycles every once in a while in Mount Hill. And Bruce Thompson, who's running for AMAPCA. Thank you all for being here, because anybody who runs for office at any level deserves to get credit for that, because it's not an easy road, and this year it's especially tough in some of our districts. And that's what I want to talk to you about. Is you've heard a little bit about my opponent. And I want to tell you one little anecdotal story. Where's Herb? Herb's out here somewhere. My husband Herb. We were out the other day and we ran into a friend of ours who was telling us that he was at a golf game and he was getting out of his car and taking out his golf clubs, and he had a nice sticker on the back of his car. And the guy next to him got out and came over and very nicely said, "So tell me why you're for Diane Denish." And he looked the guy in the eye and he said, "Because I know the oath." He said, "I know what Susana Martinez is about. And I know what Diane Denish is about." Now, frankly, I don't want Susana Martinez to be my standard. I want my standard to be a little higher than that. But now is a time when New Mexico really does want leadership, and it wants leadership that's going to tell them to it straight. In the tough times that we are in New Mexico, we can't be trying to fool people. We cannot try to fool people. We have tough choices ahead, we have tough challenges ahead, and we have to make sure that we're standing up for New Mexico's families. And our families, all those people that say, "I don't get involved in politics," and all that, they still want to know that we're fighting for them. They want to know that Mimi and Cisco and everybody, that we're on their side, and Ray, that we know what their lives are like every single day. So last week, I don't know how many of you tuned in. I don't do that streaming thing that a lot of people do on the internet, but we had a debate on public education. And the differences, I thought, were clear. We agreed on some things. That we know every child deserves a quality education, that we have to keep working to improve education. We know that we agree on those things, and the status quo should never be good enough for us, because education is always a work in progress. But here's where we do disagree. She still says, she never said it, but you can check it out on YouTube. She's for vouchers, taking money out of public schools, putting them into private schools. Now she calls it tax credits. Takes money out of public money, puts it into private schools, any way you look at it. And she's for, guess what, more testing. I mean, she stood firm on it. We need more testing. She said it was immoral not to have more testing. And I said, I've traveled across New Mexico. I visited dozens and dozens and dozens of schools. I haven't quite made it to 100, but I'm getting there. I've talked to thousands of parents, teachers, children, students, young people. And I can say honestly, I don't even have to put a political spin on it. I've never, ever had one of them say, "You know what we need, Diane? We need more testing." Nobody has ever said that to me. What we need is the resources in the classroom, funding the best teachers, making sure we have innovation at work, technology at work, giving kids a promise to and a path to a career, to college education, to the military, whatever they want to do, giving them an opportunity to get the best start that they deserve through early childhood, through the K+ program, through the 4-year-old pre-K program, through home visiting, the things that get our kids off to a good start and then give them the opportunity to stay in school. That's what we need. So the differences on education are very, very real. And when it comes to funding, I say we have to work together to fully fund public education, not to take money from public education. You know, I'm going to just say a couple of things here. My friend Ray Birmingham, who coaches the Lobo baseball team, is a good old Hobbs guy. Coach Birmingham, thank you for being here. I'm a product of a public school in Hobbs, New Mexico. And his kids went to school there. And now I have a granddaughter in APS. She's in public schools. I have a stake in the game. And that's why I want public education to be everything it can be. And my daughter Sarah's right over there, and she's a product of Albuquerque Public School. So we believe it is a value. But what else is there that we have to be talking about? This tough economy. How are we going to close that budget gap? How are we going to create jobs? You know, we're standing in the heart of the small business. What is it? What do you call this place, Cisco? The Nob Hill, the People's Republic.